My name is Keith Galia, and I've been doing triathlon, and I'm a triathlete. I've been doing triathlon since I was 9 years old, and it's become part of my life. Well, it is my life. I think it's the most important thing in my life, which is a good thing, which is a bad thing as well, in my story. I am 10 times Malta Triathlon Champion, and I started triathlon actually because I actually didn't love actual sport. I started because my brother started winning, and I said if my brother can win, so do I. And I started running, and I started this sport. I remember it was October '98. I remember him winning his first championship of triathlon. He was 16 years old, my brother, and and then the day after I said I want to be Malta Triathlon Champion, like him, and I want to beat his record. He won 10 times the triathlon championship, and this year I managed to equal it. So next year I'm gonna have the 11th one. Then my brother started coaching me. So when he stopped, then I started winning, sort of. So I continued the legacy what he left, which I am proud of. As for me, my brother was and still is my hero, because he was my inspiration to start. So this year, being up there with him, writing the history of Malta Triathlon is I'm very proud of it. But and in my career, I won, but I won a lot of races. But coming today, I love to win. Don't get me wrong. I really love to win. I train to win. I don't do this sport as a hobby because I know I'm good. I do it with passion. I give myself for it. I give my 120%. I give everything. But not to nowadays, I realize that it's nice to win, yes, but it's not everything. When you, especially here in Malta, sometimes when you win, things doesn't come so easy. When you win, you don't make friends, you make enemies. That's what life taught me. And when you start winning and winning and winning, people start to get jealous, and they will do everything they have in their power to put you down. Same as to Marco Pantani. It's the same thing. Something similar happened to him. It was 2016. It was a very difficult year. My wife was pregnant. My daughter we had to wait for my daughter. She was pregnant, and I had my sort of triathlon duties still to do. But I tried to shuffle things around. So it was hard, but it was a bit hectic. At some point we were going to lose our daughter, but thank God, if it was the alarm, then after 4 or 5 months it was okay. But you know, the pressure of training, the pressure that was here is in Malta. It's like when you win, you have the name and you are expected to win. And everyone, at that moment, I was thinking that everyone was waiting me for lose a race and boom, bombard me. So that's a bit of pressure as well. And I was ending up not having fun doing the sport. And because it was much more going race wasn't fun. It was going there for revenge. I was going with anger to show them you're not going to beat me, whatever you do. I still kept on winning, but having mishaps during the race, or people sabotage your race, like you go out of the water and I don't find my helmet. Or I was in Sicily one day and I went out of this transition and I found out a flat tire. And I was sure that there wasn't a flat tire before, because I check everything before I go. So, and I had going out training, and there were some people trying to hit me with the car. So, and all of this because they cannot beat me. And it added a lot of pressure. Then at one point, I decided to change coach. It was my brother. I decided to go to another coach. This coach told me that I don't have good numbers in my test. He told me I don't know how you managed to win all these races. Well, I am a very hard-headed person. When I want something, when I want to win it, or I want to do some good in a race, I do whatever it takes. So sometimes I manage to go further than my body can take it. It's not the first time that after a session or a race I vomited or I spit, once I spit blood because I did over and not the first time I spent because I'm overdid it. I spent 2 days in bed with fever because so, but I like to do it, and if I have to do it, I do it again. I don't care. He changed my nutrition, blah blah blah. He told me no carbs, no sugars. And I said no carbs, no sugar. And you exactly how come it and you without sugars and no. So I started it, but then at one point after 6 months, I started feeling strange. I was always tired, always sleepy. I remember I used to come back to work and before training I used to sleep, maybe to recover, but when I get up I'd be more tired. I had to train at one point, at one period, easy, very easy, because when I start to push, after 1 kilometer I am out of breath. And that was something very shocking for me. I cannot run 5K and I usually run 20K like this. My coach said you're stressed, blah blah blah. Even my wife was stressed, but I was feeling not normal. Then what happened? So my daughter just was born healthy, thank God. Like was today 8 years ago at 5 o'clock. It was. I remember that week I had my national champion. I was prepared to win my sixth title back then, 2006. And I think it was one of my best performances. The day before that I didn't sleep because she was always crying. But I was so energetic. I was a father. I had an unbelievable energy. It's something I cannot describe it. But then the things with my wife changed. She told me she didn't want any more kids. Why not? But that meant not even touching her. So I didn't even touch her for the rest since we were together. Things with my wife weren't going so well. I think she was a bit postnatal depression as well. I was having my depression too at that moment. Then I was going from one doctor to another to solve the problem myself, but everyone telling me I'm okay, but I wasn't okay. I did some blood tests as well, showed the toxins, all normal. So there was a friend, as it was a Sicilian, he was a cyclist, bro. So I got him. I remember the year before he came to me like, I know who are you. You won that races because I used to race a lot of sisters, so we went out of races. He got to know me. He told me that I won a race where he used to live, and he always was telling me like, come with me. We train together. I coach you, blah blah blah, and we do some training camps and all that stuff. I like it because for me like a good opportunity to prove, you know. Something good happened. Maybe he a talent scout and may open up to other opportunities. And he was telling me to go when my daughter was going to get birth of my daughter, but I told him, listen, I have my wife pregnant at the moment, forget it. So once when I was in this bad situation health-wise, I told him I'm going to raise this if you want to meet with me. And he immediately told me, I don't see you, I was telling him what I have. And he told me, I know what you have. I know you have loss of iron, blah, blah, blah. And do you trust me? I told him, yes. And he gave me some pills to take. I told him, listen, like, they do me some doping. I cannot take stuff. No, it's all clean. I take them myself. I did blood. I did test. Blah blah blah. She showed me the test. All clean, right? And I said, okay, because at this moment I was seeing him like an angel, like everyone telling me I don't know. I showed him my blood test, because I had high initial hemoglobin, and it was like 11, 12. It was lower than the lowest of a woman, so I didn't have any oxygen in my blood. So that's why I couldn't run. I discovered I was sports anemic. The coach, what sports, the coach, I trust him. I trust him. I told him I'd do whatever it takes to improve more. And it came out that thanks to his ideology, I ended up sports anemic. And I trusted him and I took these pills with him. Then one day, the doping out of the game, I did the test. And then this is again vanished. Then I realized I'm in deep shit. And then they came, I remember a few weeks after to do my test and I realized something strange. I did the test, and it came out it was a positive one. And I took it very badly because I was risking 4-year ban, which actually I took a 4-year ban out of the sport. I tried suicide more than once. It was a period where I kept on training, but I couldn't race. But I had to wait for the decision. This is in March till March 2017. So it was maybe in 2018. It was a period of uncertainty. I just was living and training. That's it, just to keep on going. I don't know how many times I called my mother. 4 years. I don't have 4 years. Blah blah blah. So then the issue came out but it came out on all newspapers, like headlines. Malta Champion, 4 years. Yeah. And this is not the worst part. The worst part was a very good friend who is a teacher. But he teaches in a private school. Teacher. He went to talk to the education and he said, why I, with this doping in my head, I keep on teaching children. So, and they never even there were many other Maltese people who got this type of ban, 2 years, mind you. And they told me that if you collaborate, we give you 2 years. So I had nothing to lose. I told all the truth, showed them everything. And I showed them how I was so honest. I'm an honest person. I don't know how to lie. So I told them everything, but still 4 years. Then after years, I got to know it was a good conspiracy. I remember before, because when looking back, before all this happened, a guy came to me. He used to come always second behind me, and he was so fed up that he was very angry with me. I give you the win. And one day he came on me. He tried to hit me with the car, and he tried to hit me and my wife, who was pregnant, with the car as well. And one day he told me, I have all the power with my money to kill you and bury you. And a few months after this, the Sicilian contacted me. So people with money, when they want something, they get it done. And here in Malta, the more you win, the more enemies you get. And the thing is that they didn't lie, because it was first my brother's dominance and then my dominance. So when my brother had his dominance, he got his friends, but he got his enemies. When I had my dominance, I had my enemies, but I got my brothers as well. So it was like a ship, and everyone was coming on the ship, all against me. That was it. And I had a moment of weakness, and they managed to put me where they wanted to. Then I had to go to court in Switzerland to fight it, to appeal of the ban, but I decided not to do it. The court, then the lawyer, why? I was not here, why? I had to pay mine to go to Switzerland. I had to pay you to go to Switzerland. I had to pay the psychiatrist to go to Switzerland. I pay you to make a holiday in Switzerland on my back. I don't have that money. That money I spent on my daughter. None of you. I stay 4 years calm, quiet. I keep my my mouth quiet, and I do my comeback. That was my first intention. But the journey was very difficult, a lot. And when the inside person, when the person outside, the person inside, and those of the family makes it more worse. And one of them is your wife. They think, then I received a letter from the education, and they wanted me to go to board, so that they excluded me from my job. That was a month late, after the 4 years. So imagine. The suicide thoughts came forward. I couldn't sleep. Front page on the Times of Malta. Teacher still doing his job besides doping conviction. Front page. I remember it was on the Easter holidays at the end. But no Maltese who had a doping case never had these types of problems. Only me. It's nice to be on the front page. I like fame, like everyone. When you win races, blah blah blah. It was a tough period. They gave me a lot of medication pills, but I don't believe in them. They make you worse, not better. If you have to come out of depression, you have to find your inner strength. The doping of Malta, they came to in the board education board to say stuff against me because I didn't appeal, and they could have appealed in Malta, which is not true because since I'm a national athlete, I had to appeal only in Switzerland, and they tried to bring it that I didn't appeal in Malta because I knew I was guilty. So when I saw that, and the one who came used to be my teacher, the more I was seeing the thing clear how much the conspiracy was big. And so on, but I continued to go on therapy, going on therapists, blah blah blah. Suicidal thoughts were there. I tried to think about my daughter, to put her in my mind that she is a father, blah blah blah. But thanks to COVID, then I was seeing stuff much more different. I don't know how many times I went to hospital with concussion, because I don't know how many times I had accidents, because subconsciously I wasn't there, or some good friends used to hit me and leave me there. I destroyed my racer in pieces. And then I went so many times to hospital with concussion that they became friends at one point. Then I decided to separation because I was fed up. I was fed up how she was treated, because I overcame this stuff of the doping because I was determined to come back, and that's it. But my wife was doing it. She isolated me. I was afraid to speak to someone. I was with a lot of anxiety. I was afraid to ride a bike myself. Me, kid guy, I was afraid to ride a bike. And then I went to live with my parents. After my last accident, I said I was going to give up, because I stopped for 2 weeks, doing nothing. Mentally, I was. Then I think it was the 13th July. It was 1 a.m. exactly left for the finish my band, and I said I'm going to give another try. If something crops up, I stop. But I don't want to give up. I'm going to give another try. So I started from scratch. And then I stopped the pills, I throw them away, I don't need them, I had to do it on my own, all on my own. During those periods, I went, I started to get, I'm a religious person, you know, but sometimes with life is so fast that you deviate. So sometimes it's important like to stop, especially during the day, stop for 10, 20 minutes, take deep breaths, meditation, to get in contact with yourself. Because the life is so fast that you start doing that and you start to diminish the important things. I started to trust more in God and trying to put God first in everything I do. Doing it day by day, step by step. If I fail, no worry, I try again, because there is no winning if there is no failure. It's impossible. It's part of and appreciate the process. I was getting back, and on the 18th of July 2021, I made my first. I was on the starting line after 4 years on the race. I didn't win, I came second, but I think I won a lot of races, but it is one of my best wins ever in my life. And that was July, and 3 months after, I won my 7th title, championship. And there was my daughter waiting for me. It was good. It was difficult, but no, it was one of the best days of my life. I was in a sort of situation, the anxiety came out again. I understood that I wanted to talk to, I had a race to do in September, I really wanted to do really well in it. After when I finished, we started holidays. Because in the holidays I train more and I work more. Because I have my work, I train 2 to 3 times a day, and I do there are 2 part-times, so that the money I have, I can spend it to go abroad or on my daughter. So I don't have holidays. I rarely rest. But as I said before, you need to, at one point of the day, you have to stop and let my mind, because you have a breakdown. And I focused on the sport only. I really wanted badly to do this race again, to do well in the race, the September one, and the heat, the pressure. I was putting too much pressure on myself to perform. I had to work and to limited time to rest. Then I realized that anxiety came back. The demons of the past came back. And again, I had to go to a therapist, and it pissed me off, because I went back. I feel I went back 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. And it really pissed me off inside, but when you need help, you need help. Life is difficult, life is challenging, life is difficult. But or you find it or not. And then you have to find your inner strength to do it. But you cannot do it alone. If you think you're doing it alone, we end up then we focus a lot on stuff that we cannot control. It's useless, you're wasting energy. You only have to control on stuff that you can control. What I can control. Now I'm doing sort of meditation a lot, every day, trying to calm down, especially when I have to talk to my ex-wife, especially when I'm in front of my daughter. It's difficult, but hopefully all this, I'm praying a lot, and I'm praying a lot to start living again. not sport is, I love him, I love sport, I love triathlon, and I cannot do it, I cannot do it, I cannot do it without him, I'm sorry. But I have to say, now it's time for training, finishes, okay. Good, bad session, don't think about it, continue it. Not trying not to plan a lot ahead, like 2, 3, 4 years ahead, just planning for tomorrow and that's it. And try to focus on stuff that I can control only. That's what I'm at that time trying to do small steps every day. And tomorrow I have a race, and it's not an important race for me because it's a short race, 1 hour race for me. That is short. But my important race is in November. I have the half Ironman in Turkey, and my target is to do a good time there. So at the moment I'm trying to learn how to even enjoy doing training as well. Because if you don't, the life of a triathlete is nice because of the journey. If you don't enjoy the journey because you told these pressures work. And sometimes the pressure is weird are the inventions of our mind. Because our greatest enemy is ourselves. My greatest enemy is myself. Not the guys I have to be. So tomorrow my target is to enjoy the race. That's it. I trust in God and I pray to give me the right path and I follow it. And if something that I can with my story there's something I can with my story help people, I do it. Because I think in life it's nice to win and to have a passion or something, you know. Sometimes it's that, I think what I believe is that when you have that something inside, that itch, you know, that you really want to do, you really want to success, I really want to get, at the moment my target is that to get national record in the half Ironman distance. And I know I can do it. It is there. God makes it there for you to get it. It's for you to work hard and get it. Which is good. And I believe that I can do it. We don't just aspire to make a living. We are living because we aspire to make a difference. This is what I really want. Actually, I do with my story. And even at the moment, I appreciate more my job as a teacher, because I know that I can make a difference in my students. With my teaching style, with my experience, maybe with my story as a triathlete, as a national champion, as a father. And I realized that I can make a difference because yesterday I am teaching a kid which I used to teach her brother. And she told me, you used to teach my brother. I told him, yes, what's his name? He told me, Kian. Yes, I remember. He told me you were his best sir ever. And he was always doing his best day when he had lessons with me. Not because of me, because I was there. And that I make a difference in the life of that child. And also seeing some students like they started running, they started practicing running, practicing a sport, practicing high rocks. And I say, I think I made some impact in them. And that is very good.